Everyone, welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here's our question of the day. Please try it, come back, and we will do it. Plus today's Throwback Thursday, when at the end we go back to a question from 20 years ago. Okay, we're only going to do question 19 today. A state representative wants to increase the amount of driving practice time required before a student can earn a driver's license, appropriate for people practicing for the SAT, taking the SAT. The representative surveyed a random sample of 50 from the 250 students taking the driver's ed class at Jefferson High School. The survey reported that 62% of the students taking the class agree that driving practice should be increased, with an associated margin of 5%. Based on the results of the survey, how many of the students surveyed agreed with the proposed change? How many students surveyed agreed with the proposed change? Not how many students in the high school, not extrapolating the results of the study. So you have to be careful, don't you? Don't you? So is it 62% of the amount surveyed? 50. Is that, do you agree, Seth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a calculator question. So you could do about 62%.
No, it isn't.
No, it's in the calculator part of it. It's the ledger.
Oh, yes, in the calculator part, yeah.
But looking at the answers are very far apart from each other. So this is 6/10 of 50. So we'll do it without a calculator. So that's about 30%.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is 5, right? This is 6.
Yeah.
And then the please cross out, you get 5. So you get about 30%.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful how to read the question, because you could potentially read the question as 62% of 250, which I'm sure they have one of the answers. 6 out of 10 of 250 is 6 times 25, which is 150, which is this one. Yeah. So, and then you also have to know how to take percents of a number. So, you have this question of reading it carefully. Now, this margin of error thing may refer to question 20, which hopefully we'll do tomorrow. I don't know. You think we should just do it now? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, everyone. Then we'll go back to our usual questions. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see what happens with question 20. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, we may have to go up and down to read the question. That's appropriate. Which of the following populations can the results of the survey at Jefferson High School be extended to? So this is a qualitative question related to statistics. So in this type of question, I think it's always better to choose the best answer, not the answer. So then the answer is the best answer, which means you have to read all 4, however painless, however painful that could be. Okay. Which of the following populations can the results of the survey at the high school be extended? At Jefferson High School be extended. Students at any U.S. high school, students taking a driver's ed class at any U.S. high school, students at Jefferson High School, students taking a driver's ed class at Jefferson High School. Boy, you can always knock out 2 of them. At least that's what I think.
I think we should reread the question.
Yeah, we got a state representative wants to increase the amount of driving practice required before a student can earn a driver's license. It's a state study. The representative from the state surveyed a random sample. Okay.
Continue reading, please.
The survey surveyed a random sample of 50 from the 250 students taking driver's ed class.
No, read it carefully.
Okay, the representative surveyed a random sample of 50 from the 250 students taking the driver's ed class at Jefferson High School.
Okay, how did you read it differently the second time from the first time?
I don't remember. How did I do it?
The second time, you actually read the word You actually read the word the.
The taking taking
The
the
first time you said students taking driver education.
in other words
The
here.
second time you read it, taking the driver's education class.
Right. Okay. And we can concur that there are exactly 250 students taking the class. Is that
The class? Yes.
the class? So in other words, there are 250 students, no more, no less, taking driver ed at the school.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So,
And that's because they are taking the driver education class.
right.
That's
Okay.
one class.
Yeah. Right. Well, it could be one class could meet at different times, right? It could be different sections, but it's essentially they consider it one class. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And so the only students taking driver education at Jefferson High School are the 250 students.
Right. And
because there's only one. They're classified into only one class.
yeah, it's an if and only if. If you're taking driver ed at Jefferson High School, you're in this class, and if you're in this class, then you're taking driver's ed at Jefferson High School. Okay. Well, this could be important, by the way. Okay. Now, how could you? What is the best answer to this question? They're trying to, which of the following populations can the results of the survey at Jefferson High School be extended to? Well, usually there are two that you probably going to want to take out. It seems like A and B are not the right answers. Of students after Jefferson High School, students taking a driver's ed class, that seems like D is the right answer, but I'm not that. It was probably D. What do you think? Because the survey.
Well, I think it's a weak question.
Yeah.
It's because extended.
Yeah. Right.
Does extend is reapplying the same result to the same population. Should that be called extending?
It really comes down to the best. So, in other words, it's between B and D.
Yeah.
It's between B and D. Yeah. So, like such a pattern. It's always between two. So, it really comes down to what the word extended comes down to, and we don't know what the intention of the SAT people. The only way we know the intention is to do enough SAT practice questions to learn how they think in order to get this. So what do you think? I mean, we're going to have to actually look at the answer.
Okay, so we are quibbling about D because the extension is not broader.
Right.
Than the original.
Now you have the word can, not may. Does that make a difference? Like what it can, it actually can be extended, as opposed to may be extended. Does that make a difference? Can is more like, solid.
Well, can, yeah, with
as opposed to may.
May, yeah. So I guess, yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, what do you think?
That could be, yeah. Which one is absolutely sure that the results apply?
Yeah.
And may mean that if it were extended, it might happen that the results are the
Right.
same.
Right. Yeah, I would
But
go
I
with,
think my little, for what it's worth,
yeah.
so again, I am not pleased with the clarity, the specificity of the question.
Yeah.
My guess would be B.
Mm. You're probably right. You're probably right.
Well, so let's,
I almost,
do you want to you want to be a devil's advocate and choose the other one?
yeah, because the
All
thing is,
right. So, and we'll see what
I
they
always get,
publish the answer, don't they?
yeah, I always get these wrong, and Seth usually gets these right. So let's see, and then we'll have to go back and we'll have to go over what we main idea of all these things. So it's going to
Yeah.
take a second to do this because we need to go back and look at the answers, which we don't normally do. So this is question 20 on the math, on the calculator math section. So you have to go all the way to the bottom of the test.
Yeah.
Oh! Look at that. They have level of difficulty. Oh, I didn't know that. Math calculator. No, it was number 20, right? We'll go back and
Yeah.
make sure. 20 is D. No, that can't be right. Wait. Math calculator. Oh, but there's more than... Okay, yeah, there was more than one. So it's a moderately level. Analysis in history, social studies, problem solving. What? I don't know what that means. I don't know what the last column means, but it's moderate difficulty. And it says D. It says D.
Oh.
Yeah, D. Wow, I actually got it right.
Huh.
My God.
All right.
Now let's make sure that
Do
was
they
the
give
right
an
question.
explanation
No,
in this?
they don't give an explanation, no.
Wait, well, that table
Yeah, it was.
that only goes up to 19.
No. There was a second page. That's why I double checked.
Okay,
Yeah,
so their answer is D.
Yeah, probably because of the cat. I can't believe I got that right. I usually almost never get those right. But these questions, it always comes down to two, and it really comes down to the best.
Yeah. Well, there's another issue here. The answer refers to a driver's education class.
Yeah.
And so the question referred to the driver's education class.
Mm.
So the question, and the survey was done just once.
Right.
So what they're talking about is extending it to future driver's education classes at Jefferson High School.
So that's a better justification.
So this really is a strict extension.
Yes, it is. So they would have made it a little bit more clear if they said students taking this and future driver education classes.
Yeah. It should have said future.
Future. Well, the current.
Yeah, but the thing is, at this point, at that time of the survey, the only students taking a driver's education class are the ones that are in the driver's education class that were surveyed.
Yeah, but you didn't look at the planning schedule for next year on the schedule for the vice principal.
Yes.
And they already planned a future driver education class the following year.
Yeah, but there are no students who are taking it, because taking is the present tense.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, taking. Oh, you're
right. But then it could be present tense. If you say I am taking this class, you could that can be used to indicate that taking it in the future.
Oh, you're right. Like, I am taking driver's ed next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So we missed it.
But if you say I take driver's education,
right,
that applies only to the present.
So in other words, we missed the subtlety of the letter A. We missed this, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another justification. As why it isn't extended to. Yeah. Okay, we could start with this one. We always ask the 4 questions. Calculator obviously calculates nothing to do with this question. Is this different from a school test? Well, hopefully the teachers in your school will write a better question that's more clear. Okay.
Well, a school question might ask you to write a justification for a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Or
starting with the guesses. Well, you have to start with the guesses. You have to back solve.
yeah,
Questions like these, you have to read every single possible question, and usually you knock out two. The main
yeah,
idea, oh man, the main idea, just try to figure out what the, to be a cynic about it, try to figure out what they're thinking. But that's
yeah,
a cynical approach. You're really trying to understand the subtleties of taking surveys and the subtleties of words. Little tiny words make a huge difference with these statistical questions.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and yeah, so it's able to sort of analyze and piece together and understand what the words are. We wish we could be. I
yeah.
wish we could be more specific, but every question is going to be different. So this is really the type of question you want to practice on. I know I personally took the SAT in 2016, and it was these questions that I studied the most on Khan Academy because I had to. I just did all of these like over and over again and see how, and then I gathered up all the former SAT questions that were in this category, and I tried to figure out what are they thinking, what do they want, what are the subtleties. That's what you got to do with questions like these. Of
Mm,
course, you have to know the basics about studies and
yeah,
surveys. Surveys just take a representative sample, but you have to be careful who the population is, how to extend the
yeah,
survey, whether the survey is valid,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
this
yeah.
other stuff. So just
And
practice,
another
practice, practice.
skeptical criticism of this question is that the was it the government person,
Hmm?
it's a official or
Representative,
who
state representative.
representative, yeah, first of all, they're not representatives of government who do these things. They are officials or employees of governments,
Mm,
not representatives of governments.
mm,
And the problem is the representative makes the survey after wanting a result that the
mm,
survey would support.
mm. Yeah, no,
That is
oh, you're
a
right.
person
Yeah,
seeking to do a survey who is biased.
yeah, we didn't even catch that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No, I
yeah.
was bothered by that from the beginning.
I didn't catch that subtlety. Oh
Yeah,
wow, these so the SAT questions are hard enough, let alone the subtle. You have to be careful about the subtle math stuff, but here you really have to be subtle about the English stuff. So
yeah,
we should do the four questions here on terms of
yeah.
whether what our four questions calculate does the calculator help you? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess so. You could have to do
Oh,
60
actually,
percent.
he might be, and I'm saying he because women are more fair. It
That's
might be
sexist.
that the representative is a politician,
Yeah,
and that as a politician, he has a bias,
yeah,
like politicians do have,
yeah,
and then he wants to bolster the bias.
hmm, yeah,
Or he might be a politician who is thinking about campaigning on increasing the practice time, and he
right,
wants to make a survey to see if how unpopular it
right.
will be.
Yeah, but
Because if
we're all
because if he increases
speculating.
the practice time, he may lose votes.
Okay, we're wasting everyone's time. We're wasting everyone's time.
Now,
Okay.
I just like to criticize
Yeah,
these
I know, I know, I
questions.
know. And this really is an SAT. This isn't a con question. This is an actual SAT question that was given in 2023 when the SAT people actually gave out the tests. That's not going to happen anymore, by the way, with the digital test. They said
Oh,
no more QAS, question and answer service. Good luck. You will not ever see the test you took, unlike before.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
could you appeal and
You may be, but they're not going to release the tests like they did in the past.
ah,
So I know, I know, I know. Okay, so the start with the guess. No, you don't back solve this question, and you do this question different from a school. No, you're probably not going to get a multiple choice question in school. Notice they didn't use at all this thing about the margin of error. That was completely irrelevant in the question and the second question
Yeah.
too. That's all. That sometimes happens. Main idea. Well, we talked about that before. Well, to word problems, you have to understand how to piece out a word problem. But in terms of skill set, you need to know how to do a percent of a number. And more importantly than that, in this question, you have to really, they're testing you to see if you're careful as to what to take the percent of. It's of the students surveyed. How many see the word of the students surveyed, of the students surveyed. 50.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the key to this question that they probably are really wanting to see if you know what to do. Plus, you have to know how to take percent of a number. You multiply of with percents means you multiply. 20% of 90 is 20%. 20 times 20 divided by 100 times 90. Okay, today's Throwback Thursday. So without any further ado, let's go back to a test from. This book is exactly about 21 years old. And here we go. Here's our Throwback Thursday question of the week. Come on. Hopefully it will come up. No. There it is. Congratulations. We got it. Okay, and I'm going to annotate on Zoom as well. Okay, here we go. It's question 9. Back then, this test had 7 parts. Yeah, they used to really torture everyone. 7 parts. And one part, by the way, was never graded. It's a test part. Anyway, this is the second to the last question. This part had 10 questions on it. And you had only 15 minutes. Oh, they gave you reasonable average time. They gave you 15 minutes for this part. This is the second to the last question of the 7th part. This is the last part of the test. Shut up, Joel. Let's do it. 2 cities n miles apart, okay, are located s inches apart on a certain map that's drawn to scale. Oh, okay. By the way, this was marked as difficulty 5. What is the distance in inches on the map between the 2 cities that are n plus 1 inches apart? Oh, that doesn't seem too bad. No, it's a ratio problem. It's just a ratio problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a ratio problem. The real over the map. The real over the map. The real is n. The map is s. The real is n plus 1. This is what we solve for. That's it. That's how you do it. Right? Just a ratio problem. Wow. This was difficulty 5? Wow. But it doesn't, not difficulty 5 when you use ratios and you put the units in first. So, x is, you just solve it any way you want, but you could cross multiply nx is equal to s n plus 1. So you see pretty quickly that x is sn plus 1 divided by n. It's the only one with the numerator sn plus 1, so you don't even have to finish it. All right? Wow. I guess we could. I mean, we don't do much practice with the digital because we can't do the digital because otherwise we'd be doing the problems for you with the practice.
Okay, let's continue talking about the question.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Okay. Now I actually solved it in a different way.
Okay, good.
Getting the same answer.
Let's see if
what I did was think.
Yeah, it's the right answer.
That additional mile apart. Well, if there are n miles, s inches. One additional mile gives you s over n inches. Right? And so so then they ask, how many they ask what's the distance on the map of cities that are n plus 1 miles apart. Well, n miles apart gives you s inches.
Yeah.
Each additional mile gives you S over N. So the answer is N plus S over N. However, that doesn't match any of these, except if you do calculations. And this one is S times N plus S over N, which equals S times N over N plus S over N, which equals
So you got something wrong.
oh no, okay. What's the distance in inches? Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. So it's S plus S over N. But this one is S over N. I calculated, and that gives you S plus S over N. So what I did was calculate this. I did it in my head. Then I looked at which ones matched it, and I picked that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have a pretty good intuition for ratios and maps and scales. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I thought of it in terms of using the map.
Right, in terms of using the map, right.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's hard to tell whether this question would appear on a modern test. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, this is a question that was marked as one of the more difficult 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's it. We don't do our 4 questions for these. We give ourselves a break. Okay, everyone. So I'm Joel. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering from Columbia University, and my brother has a PhD in math from MIT. He's been teaching computer science for a while at SUNY Albany. He's now retired, so he's a professor emeritus. We're here to hopefully give you different approaches and different insights into doing the SAT math questions. While we can't predict what the question's going to be, we can predict that we can suggest that the methods, the way we're thinking, the approaches, what they're testing is going to reappear on future questions. So take our information for what it is. And if you have any SAT math questions, please email them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. And I would bone up on do as many practice questions as you can from the SAT websites, particularly the digital new SAT. And if there are any particular topics that you're a little weak on, go to Khan Academy. They partner with the SAT, and they offer at least 20 to 30 questions on each topic, so you could practice on those and improve your skills and learn from your mistakes. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
And we hope to meet every day except weekends, so we hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.